Hi, my name's Sam, and I just want to start by thanking you for putting some time aside today to let me talk to you. And thank you to C&K Careers for sending this over to you as well. That's brilliant. My name's Sam, and I work on behalf of a company called Kooth. And Kooth is all about young people's mental health and emotional well-being. And I'm here today to talk you through what's available to you on Kooth if you would like to use it. So we usually start by asking this question: where do you go when you need to talk to somebody? And for some of you, you will have brilliant people in your lives that are there to talk to, whether that's parents and carers, whether it's siblings, whether it's some really good friends or some really trusted adults maybe that you work with in the wider world. And that's brilliant. If you've got that support network in place, that's a really lovely thing to have. It might be that you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't really have that. I don't really have those people in my life that I can talk to. Or maybe you do, but there's something on your mind or something that's upsetting you that you've not managed to talk to anybody about yet. And that's where Kooth comes in. We want to give you another space where you can come and talk about your mental health, your emotional well-being, and how you're feeling. So Kooth is a website. It's not an app. We can't be downloaded on the App Store. And it's all about your mental health. It's free, safe, and completely anonymous. So we don't know who you are. Anything that you tell us remains completely confidential. And we don't go back to services, we don't go back to schools or families to talk about what you've mentioned to us. So you can really come and talk to us about anything that's upsetting you. Making an account on Kooth takes less than 5 minutes. So this is what Kooth looks like. And you start by pressing join Kooth. The first thing it's going to do is ask you where you live, when you were born, and your gender and ethnicity. And sometimes people get a bit scared here because they think that we're asking them to trick them so that we can track them. I'm here to reassure you that that isn't the case. This information will never be used to locate you, to find out who you are, or to make contact with you. And this is there so that when we're reporting back to the people that do pay for Kooth, we can justify how many new signups we've got, or how well we're doing with certain groups or in certain areas. It's never going to be used to find you. The next thing it's going to ask for is your username and your password. And this is really simple. We know what a username and a password is. But what I will say is that we ask you to make sure that your username is completely anonymous. So make sure that, yes, we won't recognize who you are, but also that nobody in your social circle will recognize you either. So that might be through a gamer tag, through your Snapchat, through your TikTok username, or whatever. Try and avoid all those things and keep it something that won't be traceable back to you. The second thing we ask is that you jot this down, maybe in notes on your phone, maybe in the back of a diary, or somewhere safe. The reason that we ask that is that you might end up talking to our counsellors or talking online about something that is really distressing and took you a lot of courage and bravery to come and talk about. And when that happens, we keep that information so that the next time you come and speak to us, you don't have to tell us all over again. If you lose your account, because we don't take your email address, we can't reset it for you. So you lose all of that and we lose all of that. And you have to make a new account and come and tell us all over again. And we don't want you to have to do that. So like I said, do try and keep that information safe. And that's it. That's all there is to making an account. And then you can access support with absolutely anything that is making you feel worried. Now, for some of you, that might be some low-level stuff. Maybe what's happening in the news is causing you a little bit of concern, or maybe you've had a small fallout with a friend that's upset you. We're there to support. It might be that you're experiencing really severe anxiety. It might be that you're experiencing something really, really distressing at home, or that something has really, really upset you. And if that's the case, we're there to support you with that as well. The only thing we're not is a crisis service. So if you thought you were in immediate harm or risk, then we would recommend that you use the crisis team as usual. Once you're online, you've got access to different types of support. The first one is the counselling service. So you can access our team of counsellors in one of two ways. Number one, through the messaging service. And this works like an email. So you can drop us a message and we will respond to you within 48 hours. And you can use that at any time. It might be 3 o'clock in the morning and you're lying there and your brain is ticking over and you think, do you know what? I'm just going to send this to a counsellor and see what comes back. You can do that. That's absolutely fine. The other thing we've got is a live chat service. So this is where you enter a chat room with a counsellor and you have a back and forth conversation with them via words, via text. We're not going to ask you to put your camera on. We're not going to ask you to speak to us using your voice because we want you to be anonymous. That's available in limited times. So that's between 12 p.m. and 10 p.m. Monday to Friday and 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. on weekends. And that's every single day of the year that you can access that. So that's both sets of our counsellor intervention that you can access as soon as tonight if you would like to. One of the things that's worth knowing is that our counselling service, the live chat, does get very busy at times. So sometimes you'll get through in 5 or 10 minutes, and that's brilliant, and you'll be speaking to a counsellor. That's great. Other occasions, the wait can be 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how busy we are. In these occasions, what you can do is keep your phone by you and just keep refreshing it and do something else whilst you wait, or you can have a look around the other things that are on Kooth to make that wait feel a little bit less boring. But I do like to tell people that there can be a wait just so that you understand what you're signing up for when you join the queue. So, in addition to the counselling service, Kooth has an online community of young people that are there to support each other. And it's there to show you that you are never alone, no matter what you're going through. And there's a couple of ways that we do this. The first way is the Kooth magazine. So this is a collection of written work, articles, short stories, poems, bullet point lists, lots and lots of things on there. And some of it is about mental health and emotional well-being. Other parts of it are just about people's hobbies and interests and things that they enjoy. You're welcome to come online and contribute to the Kooth magazine at any time, or maybe you just want to come and read what other people have done and comment on it, and that's okay too. We've also got forums, so this works a little bit like Reddit, if you've come across Reddit before, in that a young person like you can go and post a conversation starter, a discussion topic, can talk about something that's upsetting them and ask for advice or help. And other young people can come back to you with that advice, with that help, encouragement, their thoughts and feelings, etc., etc. Again, maybe you don't want to contribute anything, you just want to go and read and see if anybody else is going through what you are, and that's fine as well. On both of these things, absolutely everything is moderated and checked before it goes online. So you might be really worried about talking about your anxiety in case you get a mean comment back or somebody says something unpleasant. Because absolutely everything on Kooth is checked beforehand, you will never receive an unpleasant comment. You will never receive a hateful message. Kooth is a completely safe space for you to use. What this does mean is that there is a slight delay in how things get onto the website. So we're used to sending a Snapchat and our friends got it straight away. We're used to commenting on a TikTok and the world can see it immediately. On Kooth, because we've got real people checking all the comments, all the forums, all the articles, it can take 2 or 3 days for things to go live on the website. So it's just something to consider when you are engaging with stuff there, that it can take a couple of days to go live. So we obviously want you to come and get involved with the Kooth community. We would love you to come and contribute and comment on things, or maybe just read things and engage with it that way. But it might be that you want to use the self-help tools instead. Maybe you don't want to engage with other people and you would rather just use the self-help tools. And I'm going to talk you through what's available there now as well. So in terms of self-help tools, we've got the online journal, which works like a diary where you can track how you're feeling, what's been going on for you. It can be as simple as writing one sentence and choosing an emoji, or you might choose to do a full diary entry. It's completely up to you. We've also got the goal setting tool, which allows you to make goals and track how you're doing with them. And again, these can be related to your mental health, but they don't have to be. And lastly is Kooth activities. So this is a collection of therapeutic activities that are designed to either de-escalate you in the moment and make you feel better straight away. So maybe if you're feeling really wound up and really upset and stressed, you can go and do one of these activities. or they're designed to help you form long-term habits that will help you manage your emotional health and well-being. So for example, improving your bedtime routine or getting better at asking for help. It's worth just going and having a look and seeing if any of them would make things a little bit better for you. Outside of Kooth, we're available on Instagram, Spotify, and we also release a weekly podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. The podcast is a really good little resource. It's around 10 to 20 minutes long, and you can see that we cover a real range of topics, from stuff that is maybe really sort of applicable and relevant to your day-to-day life, to wider cultural things that might be of interest to you. Again, maybe it's worth making an account and just having a look at what's available, because you don't lose anything in doing so. And this is the last slide of the presentation. Absolutely everybody needs support at some time. You won't come across an adult in your life that hasn't needed help or support from a friend or a family member or a medical professional. Absolutely everybody goes through rough patches and needs that support. And if you're in that position, then Kooth is there for you to use. So my advice would be to go and make yourself an account and just see if there's anything on there that you think is relevant and helpful for you. But thank you for listening, and I hope you have a really nice day.